Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about the next snowstorms and whether they will be severe or more on the lighter side in terms of impacts. So if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Now let's get right on into it. Right now I am on the National Weather Service page. So right now things are kind of quiet. We do have some lake effect snow, which has been ravishing parts of Pennsylvania and New York. We also have some snow squalls moving through most of the northern and eastern parts of the country as a result of Winter Storm Malcolm that brought blizzard conditions to most of the northern plains and into even parts of the Great Lakes region. Now, since we still have the effects of that storm, we get that wind, we also get a polar plunge. So it's going to be cold, windy, and that brings a chance for some snow squalls. We also have a Southern Rockies snowstorm that'll be moving through the areas with some winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings before mostly becoming a rainstorm in the southern part of the U.S. Now let's go over to the NAM and take a more in-depth look into this system. So here we are, NAM 12-kilometer model. We're going to be watching this low pressure as well as this clipper system. So that clipper system kind of dies off a little bit in parts of the plains, while this low pressure moves to the west, retrograde, and actually starts to move right off the coast of California. Now, this continues to move further west. That clipper system dissipates, but you could see some snow squalls continuing, and then we start to set our eyes on this Southern Rockies snowstorm a little bit more, as well as some rain in the south. Another system moves onto the west coast, kind of helps with that a little bit. And then this low pressure divides into two. One finishing out the rest of that southern rainstorm, and then we start to look toward the next system. Now, speaking of that next system, here's the GFS model. Let's take this into account here. We're going to be comparing this to the European model, so we're right about at this point. So now this western storm produces a lot of snow here in the Rockies, then moves out into the plains, bringing some lighter snowfall before it starts to pull up some Gulf moisture. Then you can start to see some heavier snowfall moving into the Great Lakes and eventually into the Northeast. Now, in this model run, you have more snow in parts of southern New England than we used to be seeing, as well as in parts of the Mid-Atlantic. Areas such as Philadelphia, New York, even into Boston are actually seeing snow now compared to previous models where they were seeing all rain. Now we have this next low pressure, which could bring some heavy snowfall, but mostly it's just a clipper system that tries to form into something off the coast, off the East Coast, but that ends up really just being a Virginia snowstorm. DC could see a little bit of snow there as well, and then that moves off the coast. A couple more clipper systems, this one impacting areas such as New York with maybe some moderate to heavy snowfall, and then that moves off the coast. Another type of system there impacting North Carolina. Then we have to set our eyes on maybe another one of those blizzard-type storms, but that's a little too far out. That is February 3rd. So most importantly from this model, we're going to be looking at this system right here, this western snowstorm that could make some impacts on the Northeast by later this week into early next week. So that low pressure moves onto the coast on Friday and leaves the coastline on Tuesday of next week. So we got to watch that. Now compare that to the European model. The European model is a little bit different. Now still has that clipper system, that retrograding low, has that southern rainstorm, some snow squalls. Then we get to the western snowstorm part. Now this has this moving down the California coastline and then into the U.S. much weaker this time, and it doesn't impact any of southern New England, but it impacts parts of the Mid-Atlantic, giving areas such as DC and Philly snow, but not New York and Boston. Then that is followed up by another Mid-Atlantic snowstorm, giving DC and Virginia snow, but not Philadelphia and New York and Boston. Then wrapping this up, you see maybe a weaker snowstorm in some of those areas. So, what do you guys think is going to happen later this week? Do you think the GFS is right in saying, you know what, the northeast corridor will see a little bit of snow? Probably not much, but still a little bit of snow to add on to the snow totals this year? Or do you think that the European is right and that we're going to be seeing some more mid-Atlantic snowstorms come out of these cross-country snowstorms? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.